Everybody, it's time for Healing with the Blues. Healing with the Blues. That's right, I'm healing with the blues. I've got nothing left to lose. That's why I'm healing with the blues. Such a pain inside. The love that's there for me, I have denied. I've never had the blues this long, this deep, this wide. That's why I'm healing with the blues. Yeah, healing with the blues because there's always a place in us that we can put more love and more light into. And with the news that's coming out of California today, we've had more mass shootings in the month of January than there are days so far. And it's not a very wonderful thing to be able to wake up and hear this kind of news over and over and over again. Excuse me. And here's the thing, this is all preventable, all of it. Because as we're checking on our neighbors, as we're talking to people, we can teach each other how to deal with negative emotions. And we can pick that up from people and notice what's really going on when we use more listening skills. So I want to talk to you today about what you can do when you learn how to take care of negative feelings. This is something that's rampant in our society. It's why I'm doing this work that I'm doing, because we have so much negativity. We have so much being thrown at us that's negative, and it can lead to a lot of hopelessness. When you see that your government doesn't want to protect you, then it can feel very isolating. And the truth of the matter is that when people want to commit a crime, if they have access to a gun, it's much easier for them to commit the crime, whether it's against themselves or someone else. Here in Iowa, the greatest number of suicides takes place with older men over 50. And those are people who have lost hope. Maybe the family farm isn't doing well. Maybe they are just at the end of their rope and there is a gun available. And so when there's a gun available, it's more likely that the suicide will happen. That's just a fact. And so the work that I do, volunteering with Moms Demand Action and teaching you how to handle your negative emotions, I want you to pass that on. I want you to pass it on to someone else, because you've seen, if you've watched any of these videos, and we're going to go through it again, if you've seen any of these videos, how easy it is for you to manage negative feelings. And I don't mean just manage, but actually release them and let them go. Negative feelings piled on will help a person feel that they're at the end of their life and that there is no hope. And we need to make sure that people have hope, that they have hope and that they have help. What we're seeing in the world today is that people feel hopeless, and so they commit these acts knowing that there's no hope for them. And even if it's a gang-related incident, they don't have a family that's supporting them, so the gang becomes their family. We want affiliation. That's what we want as human beings. We want to belong to something. We want people to care about us. We want to care about ourselves. And when we actually deal with our feelings, we can do that. But if you just keep putting them off, shoving them aside, letting someone take advantage of your weakness in that hour of need, instead of going for help or doing something that can bring you out of that, because many times we get into that deep well, we call it the spiral of shame. We go down into that spiral of shame and we can't get back up. So I want to just remind you how easy, how simple it is for you to deal with your negative feelings. It makes it so easy. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do some tapping. I'm going to just grab a tissue, I think. Well, I guess I'm not. Okay, so we're going to do this tapping today, and we're going to do some clearing of old emotional wounds also. And as you're doing the tapping, I want you to feel the feelings. Let that come out for you. So feelings of I'm not enough, there's never enough, I'll never get out of this. These kinds of feelings, this hopelessness, this helplessness, this is what we want to tap on. So just take 2 fingers, tap on the inside corner of your eyebrow, and just repeat what I say. And if you want to add in your own feelings, that's fine too. All of this hopelessness, I feel so bad. I feel so sad. I really feel hopeless, and I can't stop it. And I know I'm right to feel hopeless because there is no hope. I'm tapping way up high under my arm here. Because there is no way for me to gain from this experience. Top of the head, sirens. I hope whoever needs the help right now gets that help that they need. And I feel like I'm in an emergency. I'm in emergency mode right now. And we're just going to tap on that feeling of emergency. I need help. Where's my help? I feel so hopeless, so sad, so panicked. I'm totally in panic right now, and I just want it to end. And I acknowledge my feelings. I own my feelings. I honor my feelings. So take a deep breath. So if you were at an 8 or a 10 when we started, and then the sirens came by and that triggered more, where are you now? What number are you at now? 0 to 5. 0 is no pain, no upset, nothing. Everything's great. That siren may trigger you into another state of being. Emergency mode is real. Your body goes into emergency mode. Your blood pressure gets higher. Your heart rate gets higher. Your body stops digesting food. Doesn't need to if you're in fight or flight. Your immune system shuts off when you're in fight or flight. So where are you now on a scale of 0 to 10? Let's say you started at 10. And where are you now? Just put it in the comment section and allow yourself to feel the feelings of hopelessness and helplessness that you've had in your life, and then move through it. I acknowledge, I own, and honor my feelings. What are you feeling right now? Are you feeling just a little bit calmer? Maybe we've really heightened it. So let's tap on this again. 2 fingers on the inside corner of your eyebrows. Even though I'm attempting to take care of my feelings, I still feel hopeless. I still feel helpless. And the sadness is still there. It's not as much as it was, but I feel it in my bones almost. It's like part of me, and I can't walk away from it because it's inside. And I just don't know what to do. So I'm tapping. Maybe this will work. It will. So I'm tapping, and I'm just feeling like there's no way for me to get out of this. Top of the head. And I know I'm right about this. Don't you know it? You're right to feel this way. You have all the reasons in the world to feel this way. I'm right about that. And I know it's true. And I acknowledge my feelings. I own my feelings. I honor my feelings. Take another deep breath. This is so simple. Do you see what we're doing? We're tapping on points under the eye, under the nose, which you can find on Google if you look up emotional freedom technique. We also have a script that you can use. It's a little different than what we're doing today at quantumhealinginternational.com. On the resource page, there's also a diagram of tapping points there. And we're just doing the few that you can see here. And it still works. You could just tap on either side of your breastbone here, under your collarbone. You could do it with one hand. If you're feeling triggered, you're feeling upset, you don't know why, doesn't matter. Just tap right there. And you can say, all is well. I'm telling myself, all is well. I'm safe. Everything's okay. Yeah, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and let yourself feel what you're feeling. What is it that you're feeling right now? How do you know what your body's doing? Feel it in your body. So many people become divorced from their body. They don't allow themselves to feel the feelings because they've been taught that your feelings don't matter. They absolutely do matter. Your feelings matter a lot because that's how you experience the world as a human being. You experience it through your feelings. And your physiology, what your body's doing, is doing it through your feelings. The physiology of your feelings is like every feeling that you have has its own physiology that it does in your body, right? So if you feel joyful, that's a little bit different than feeling satisfied. Would you agree? Joyful and satisfied, but they're both good feelings, just like regret and worry are feelings. Regret and worry are the negative side. These are just examples. There's lots of feelings. And you can actually identify your feeling and then know what it is and name it, acknowledge, own, and honor it. You're releasing it. You're actually releasing it when you do that. So you don't have to stay in those feelings. It's not important for you to stay in those feelings. So allow yourself to have the experience of taking care of your feelings. What are they? Identify them and then tap on them, because this is changing your physiology. When you tap, you're going from fight or flight to rest, digest, and heal. Simple thing you can do. If you would like to, in this comment section, I would love for you to tell me if that changed you right now, right here. Did that change you? Even if you're watching the replay, it doesn't matter. Did that change you when you tapped on those feelings? Maybe you put in your own feelings that weren't those, but something else. Did that change as you were tapping? And here's what'll happen. It'll feel like things just get calmer. When I do this with people who have PTSD and they have the memory that's running their body, they have the memory that's running the body. It's not happening present time. It's the memory that's doing it. When we do this tapping and we do theta healing and release those old wounds, what happens is they say, when I ask, how do you feel now? It's like it happened a long time ago. It's like a dream I had. It's not as clear to me. I can't grab that memory like I used to. We're not changing anything about what they believe. It's your physiology. Yes, they're all wrapped up together. So when you're tapping on these points, you're actually telling your body, we're going back to rest, digest, and heal. Even if this is the only point you do, under your collarbone, on either side of your breastbone, and you're just tapping right there, telling yourself, I'm really nervous about this. I'm really nervous, and I'm right to be nervous about this because this is a big deal. And I own my feelings. I acknowledge my feelings. I honor my feelings. Deep breath. Let yourself relax. If we taught every person we ran into that was said, I'm having a bad day, and you said, well, wait a minute, let me show you something about that. How was your day? It feels bad. It feels impossible. You're irritated. You're frustrated. You're feeling pain. Let's do this. I am so frustrated with my day right now. I can't get anything done. I need assistance in what I'm doing, and I can't find the right assistance. And it just is like every day I'm just slogging. And it's no fun. And I'm not having fun with this. And life is supposed to be joyful and fun. And I'm not having any of that. I feel so isolated. I feel so alone. I feel so sad. And I really don't think this is ever going to change. And I'm right about that. How could it change? How could it ever change? And I acknowledge my feelings. I own my feelings. I honor my feelings. Take a deep breath. Does it change for you? It's probably changing and you haven't even realized it yet, because if you tap along, if you actually let yourself participate in these videos that I'm doing every week, if you actually participate and you put comments in this section that's comments, if you put a like in there, if you put a heart in there, if you let yourself participate, you will get so much more out of this. It's just the way it works in life. You can either sit on the sidelines and observe, or you can get into it. I'm asking you, for your own health, your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, do something that helps you. Don't let somebody else do it for you. They can't heal you. You heal you, but you have to be willing. You have to participate. You have to allow it to happen. That's how easy it is. Just allow it. Just do what I'm doing and say what I'm saying. You know what? This is pretty hopeless, but there have been people in hopeless situations before. There have been people who have spent years and years in hopeless situations and finally were able to get out of it. And I feel like I could probably do a little something every day to put myself in a better situation. I could do maybe a little breathing intentionally, inviting source in, inviting love into my life, inviting life into my life by breathing. I could do that. Sometimes it's really hard for me to remember what to do. And other times I just feel so desperate. But every time I tap, I get clearer thought. I get better physiology. I feel calmer. I feel more creative. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful that this simple tapping can change my life, that I can let it happen. And I really don't care how silly I look tapping the top of my head. But if I'm in a public place, I can just tap on my breastbone on either side, under my collarbone. I can do that. And all is well. All is well. All is well. Feel what that feels like now. Are you buzzing a little bit? You might be, because that tapping will like really liven things up in your body and your life. And I suggest you do it every day. Even if you can't identify your feelings, I don't know what I'm feeling. I just know it's not good, right? It doesn't matter. Just speak the words or say it to yourself if you're in a public place and you don't want people to hear you talking to yourself. But acknowledge, own, and honor your feelings. Those are your feelings. They're important to you. And I would love for you to teach that to somebody else, even if it's just this. Just teach it. Teach it to somebody else, or just do it for them. So, can I touch you? I want to just tap right here and say, take a deep breath. Yeah. Put your hand on their back. They'll feel held, but you're not invading. Allow yourself to reach out and help someone, because everybody needs it. And if they don't, they will back right off of you. And you can pray for them if you want to do something else. Because there are a lot of people that they don't want to be touched. They don't want to be messed with. They want to stay stuck in their stuff. That's okay. They can do that. It's allowing them the time and the space to be who they are. But if you're seeing somebody who is actively shunning themselves away from people, right? they're actively isolating themselves, then I believe it's our calling as intuitive people who are doing healing, and if you're here, you are, to help those people. It's our honor, it's our privilege, because we know something that will work for them every time. Do it yourself. It's like sometimes I think I shouldn't be saying some things because, like Gandhi, I haven't, rid myself of sugar, so I can't tell people to get off sugar. But here's the thing that I do know, right? Tapping works. And it's the simplest thing you can do. Absolutely. Hands down, the simplest thing you can do. And you're doing it for yourself. So you can get that feeling of accomplishment in yourself. You don't have to hand it over to somebody else. Thoughts are things. That's right. You don't have to believe everything you think. That's right. In fact, don't believe everything you think, for crying out loud. What a mess things would be if you believed everything you thought. And sometimes you're making stuff up just to make yourself feel bad. It happens too. And then if you direct those negative feelings towards somebody else, now this is a problem. Now this is you messing with somebody else's energy. So you need to stop doing that. Because what you don't like in somebody else is something you don't like in yourself. So if you're feeling like a fake and you don't like people who are fake, look at yourself and see, where am I feeling fake? And then tap on it. God, I feel like such a fraud. Nobody else will believe that this is real. It's true. Nobody else will believe this is real. Actually, I don't believe nobody else. I believe some people will. And some people will just keep it to themselves. Are you keeping this work to yourself? Are you keeping this to yourself? Because that's not how this works. You must pass it on. You must teach somebody else. I have a wonderful testimonial from my cousin Jennifer, who started using 4-count breathing in her grade school classes. They have the calmest, most relaxed class. She teaches every child that comes into her classroom how to do 4-count breathing so that they can manage their own state of being, so that they can manage themselves. But some of these people out here, you see, have never been taught how to manage anything in their life, let alone their feelings. So we have to help each other. That's why I'm doing this. If you haven't shared this with somebody, share it with them. If you're keeping it to yourself, I'm going to say, this is not what this is for. This is not for you to have your own little private thing. Share it, because we want to heal everyone. Everyone needs healing. You want to stop the mass shootings? Start helping people with their state of being. Share this message. Share this video. Share it, share it, share it. Because if there's one person that needs to hear this that hasn't heard it, it's on us to make sure that they get it. So I want you to be aware that you have enough right now, just from this, you have enough to share. But what can I do? I'm just one person. Yeah, sure, there's technology, but, people don't say they don't know how to do anything on the computer. They say they don't know what to do. They say they don't have the learning that they need. They won't take ownership, and that's okay. I can share this with someone. I can get out of my comfort zone and share this with someone, even if it looks silly. I can get over myself and let myself share something wonderful that really works, that's so simple. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful to know what I can do. And I don't have to be an expert. I can just be who I am and say, I learned something. Let me share it with you. Take a deep breath. So if you'd like to remove or change the obligation to keep it all to yourself, if you'd like to change the obligation to not share with others, to keep it to yourself and only do it for yourself and never talk to anybody about what's going on in your life, if you'd like to remove what's preventing you from sharing with people what you've learned, what you know, and what can help them, if you'd like to change those things, just say yes out loud. And actually say yes to these questions. Do I believe in instant healing? Yes. Just say yes. Do I believe an instant healing is possible? Yes. Do I believe I deserve an instant healing? Say yes. And do I believe it's safe for me to have an instant healing? Just say yes. And now we'll change those obligations and whatever's preventing you from sharing and helping another person. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Imagine yourself behind a waterfall, stepping through the waterfall, rinsing off, diving into the pool, jumping in, or wading in, whatever works. Feel refreshed and clean and clear, renewed, reinvigorated. Thank you. If I sound a little strident today, it's because I'm tired of hearing about mass shootings. I'm tired of our lawmakers doing absolutely nothing about this. It's tiring to hear this. It's exhausting. And we can move through this to something so much better. This is not about taking away anybody's guns. So if I hear that from somebody, they need education. It's never about taking away your guns. It's about making it harder for people to use a deadly weapon, especially if they're violent or suicidal. Nobody wants to take away your guns. Don't feel threatened. We just don't want you to die from somebody deciding that it's their time to have their name on the news, or they're so hopeless that they can't think of anything else to do. We want people to be safe. We want people to live their lives and not have them cut short because somebody else isn't feeling good that day. So if you notice somebody at work who's not feeling good, share this with them. Share what we just did with them, that simple tapping. And they'll say, wow, I do feel better. It happens every time. It's not a mistake. It's actually happening. It's not a one-off thing where you just do it the one time and it works forever. You can do this every single day. You can make it part of your self-care routine. That's what I teach my clients and my patients. Make it part of your self-care routine. When you get up in the morning, if you see a bad news story, and I highly suggest that you kind of wait until you watch the news or listen to the news. Weather's a different thing. You can find out what the weather is before you leave the house. But here's the thing. You can't keep dishing yourself heaps and platefuls of negativity and expect it not to come out in some way. That's just unrealistic. This isn't magical thinking. We're actually doing something to change your physiology so that you can feel better, have clearer thoughts, so your heart rate isn't going up, your blood pressure isn't going up. You're managing your state of being. You're dealing with your emotions, which is the way that your body creates physiology. Watch on the quantumhealinginternational.com site, watch the learning page. There's a video there called How Healing and Disease Happen. And I'm explaining the anatomy and physiology of fear and love. Because basically every good feeling is love and every negative feeling is fear. Whether it's a good feeling or a negative feeling, positive or negative, they're still your feelings. And you have a right to have feelings. Your feelings matter. You are your feelings. You are creating this physiology all the time with your feelings. So let's close with a prayer. Take a nice deep breath in. Just imagine that you're breathing up through the top of your head, up through love, light, source energy, up into the center of the universe, wherever that is. And as you exhale, let that energy come back down through all layers, all levels, down through the center of your body, through the chakras, that energy skeleton for your body, down through your feet into the core of the earth. And I'll say these words in the I am for everyone listening, even on the replay. Source is all there is. Love is all there is. Light, life, and God energy is all there is. And I recognize right here and right now that I am one with God, love, light, life, and source energy. I'm never separated from this energy. It's in every cell, molecule, and atom, and all the space in between. And I'm so grateful to have that energy within me and around me and holding us all together here. And I put my attention on it when I feel separated from it. And I take a breath in, inspiration, inviting spirit in. And I say, yes, 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 yes. Thank you. I exhale gratitude. I'm grateful to have this connection. I'm grateful that it's so easy for me to feel connected with source energy. I'm grateful for this. It means I am part of it, not apart from it. I am part of it. And it is part of me. And I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful that I can just have these 4 parts of my being, my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual being, become stable and easy for me to access and easy for me to influence and easy for me to acknowledge that I am a whole being. And I can put attention on those areas that I feel need more attention to grow them so that I become whole. And not on this teetering chair with 1 or 2 legs. I can actually ground myself in my physical behavior, my physical being. I can ground myself in my mental state. I can ground myself in my emotional state and in my spiritual state by tapping, so simple, tapping and saying how I feel. And then acknowledging, owning, and honoring my feelings. So simple, and I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful, grateful, grateful that I have a way to share more with others in the way that they can experience love and light and source energy. And I'm grateful to have this energy around me and within me, and that I can access this anytime I want. And so as I learn these new ways of creating more space, more calm, more peace, more creativity, more love, more joy, more satisfaction in my life, I say yes. Yes to more of all of that. Yes to more of it. Yes, yes, yes. And so I'm practicing this every day. I'm going to do one thing every day to put myself in the intention of sharing this, of sending it to others, of helping someone who needs it. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful to my guides, my guardian angels, my spirit helpers on the other side. I'm grateful to those here in the physical plane that are showing me all of the contrasts of this physical world. I'm grateful to those relationships that are difficult because I'm learning so much from those. And I'm grateful that I can authorize my subconscious that's running my body right now. I'm grateful that I can connect with it on this way, this level, this way, and influence it in a way that brings more peace into my life. So I authorize my subconscious to dissolve and disintegrate any interference in my highest good. I say that it's so, and I let it go knowing that it's already done. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Please share. Have a great day.